Hello friends, it's me, Shin, and today I'm coming to you from the Park MGM where I'm checking out Primrose. Super happy to have you along. I'll see you inside. Alright everyone, and here we are seated at Primrose. A beautiful restaurant here styled after a Parisian lounge. You've got bar seating, half booths, and these tables with really comfortable couches. And there's also an outdoor patio with additional seating. A really beautiful restaurant here at Primrose. Now, regardless of the vibes, you know, it's all about the food for me, so let's take a look at what they have to eat on the menu. Alrighty, so here is your menu at the Primrose, starting with the cocktails on the back here. Feel free to take a pause in the video if you would like to take a closer look at these drinks. Cocktails looking to be a little under $20. Here is your wine list, sparkling whites and reds. You've got an all-you-can-drink mimosa rosé here for $40. I believe this is 90 minutes as well. We've got soft drinks. I believe they are Pepsi and not Coca-Cola. Here is your coffee and tea. And some beer options here. Go ahead and flip the menu, take a look at what they have to eat. Starting with these appetizers, we've got some very fresh-looking options. Fruit, steel-cut oats, avocado toast. And then here are some additional appetizers. Looks like a shrimp cocktail. Ooh, a prosciutto and asparagus flatbread. That sounds pretty good. We've got soups and salads here. And the breakfast starts over here. We've got a classic or special breakfast. Yeah, that looks pretty standard. And your specialties here, chicken and waffles, different types of pancakes and French toast. Yeah, that looks great. A couple of classics down here. We've got some omelets, Benedict, steak and eggs. Yeah, it looks very nice. And last but not least, we have your mains. These are looking more like their lunch items. We've got chicken sandwiches and burgers. And a couple of sides down here for you as well. All right, and that's a pretty good looking menu here at the Primrose. A lot of options I'm looking forward to trying today. And you know how it goes in my videos. Every restaurant is a buffet if you're willing to pay. So I'm gonna get a nice variety and together we'll see what this place is all about. Appetizers are coming up first. I'll see you in a little bit when they arrive. And welcome back everyone. My appetizers just got here. This is looking really good. Let me give you a view. I got the avocado toast as well as some shrimp cocktail, the prosciutto and asparagus flatbread, and their seasonal soup today, which happens to be tomato bisque. This is all looking really good. Let's give it a try. Alrighty, first up, we're starting off with the tomato bisque. A very creamy looking soup here. Got a nice spoonful. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, it's very good. A really velvety texture with this one. It's incredibly creamy and smooth. It's incredibly satisfying going down. I like this a lot. A nice bright sweetness coming from the tomato here, but it is a very well seasoned soup. There's definitely a nice garlicky layer here with a bit of a tang on the back end. Now there's also a drizzle of olive oil in here providing an additional richness that's actually very good. Overall, a very enjoyable tomato bisque. This is a good one. I like this a lot. Next up, the shrimp cocktail. A beautifully deveined shrimp here. It looks very clean. Nice big shrimp as well. We'll dip it into some cocktail sauce here. Let's give it a taste. Oh yeah, good shrimp cocktail. Nice succulent shrimp here. Plump, incredibly bouncy chew to that. I really like the shrimp. It's been very cleanly deveined, really letting you appreciate that nice briny flavor. The cocktail sauce is sweet and spicy with a little bit of a tang on the back end as well. A good accent flavor there. And while they provided lime and lemon, there's already a bit of lemon zest that's been applied to all of the shrimp here, giving that additional acidity, working very well with the shrimp. I like this. This is good. Next up is the prosciutto and asparagus flatbread. Nice crispy looking flatbread here. Certainly has a beautiful toast to it. Let's see how it is. Yeah, that's pretty good. A very crispy flatbread. This feels very much like a toasted pita bread. Now you have an incredibly crispy exterior and a relatively airy center, but texturally I do wish that this flatbread was a little softer. This is a very rich and savory dish. The prosciutto is certainly providing a nice salty savory layer here, and you get a nice richness from this cheese, as well as an additional pungent flavor coming from this feta. Now while the asparagus is present, unfortunately I can't say that their flavors are making themselves distinguish too well here. The richness of the cheese and the saltiness of the prosciutto are definitely front and center, it doesn't really leave room for much else. While it is tasty, it feels like it's a little bit one-dimensional. It's just savory. And given the bright color on this, I was expecting just one extra flavor that might brighten it up a little bit. But overall, it is still pretty tasty. Alrighty, and the last appetizer to try today is gonna be the avocado toast. Very nicely involved avocado toast here. Got some radishes and carrots on some kind of a multi-grain bread. Let's give it a try. You know, I'd say that's just okay. Now, I do like the bread here. A fine multi-grain bread, it's been toasted well, though I will say it's not exactly holding up to the weight of this avocado toast. There's a lot on top here, and the bread is definitely buckling under the weight. I guess it kind of forces you to fork and knife it here, but that's not too much of a detractor. The vegetables here are very fresh. I had some thinly shaved cucumber that provided a nice cool flavor, a little bit of sweetness from the carrots, and a little bitterness coming from the radish. All of that was fine. Unfortunately, I'm not a huge fan of this avocado spread. I want to say this is 3 ingredients: avocado, some salt, and lemon juice. Personally, for me, I want a lot more from my avocado spread. I want a little bit of additional spice here, maybe some garlic. The avocado spread just feels so lacking. It's a bit of a shame because all the other ingredients are so fresh and vibrant. You really want that avocado spread to provide a lot more. It does taste super healthy though, so if that's what you're into, this is a good one for you. All right, my friends, now that's all the appetizers I'm trying today. Just a couple more bites. I'm gonna box this all up to go and we'll go in our first round of entrees. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. My first round of entrees just got here and we're going in with the breakfast today. Let me give you a view. I got their chicken and waffles as well as their French toast, their biscuits and gravy with an egg, their eggs Benedict as well as their breakfast sandwich. This is all looking really good. Let's give it a try. First up, we're going in on the French toast. A nice big brick French toast here. I've cut myself off a little slice, applied some syrup as well as some of this whipped cream. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, that's a very good French toast. I really like the texture of this French toast. A very soft crisp to the outside, but a slightly dense, fluffy center. It's so good. A wonderful brioche French toast texture here. Absolutely nailed the cook. You definitely get a nice woodsy cinnamon note here. And on its own, the French toast isn't all too sweet. I actually really like that about this. The added sweetness definitely comes from the maple syrup, as well as an additional light sweetness coming from that whipped cream. I do think it's a tad small in size, but it is very tasty. A very good tasting French toast here. I like this one. Next up, we're going in on their biscuits and gravy. I added an over medium egg to this and a very nice looking sausage gravy here. Let's give it a shot. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. A pretty good biscuit here. It has a nice crusty exterior with a relatively flaky interior, a rich buttery flavor, although maybe just a tad dry. A pretty good biscuit here in general though. I really like this gravy. It's rich and creamy, it's thick, with a nice peppery kick as well as a savory nature coming from the sausage. There's also a bit of a smoky element to this as well, also sourced from the sausage, I believe. It's a very good gravy. My over medium egg was pretty good. I think the whites were a little bit under, but still a nice runny yolk. And altogether, it does taste nice, a solid biscuits and gravy here. Okie doke, next up, we're going in on the breakfast sandwich. You would not believe how pillowy soft this bun is in my hands. And I love the look of the melted cheese. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, it's pretty good. A very nice soft bun here. Incredibly airy in the center. It's very light, spongy to the touch, with a little bit of a sweet flavor and a nice toast on the inside. Love this bun. You've got a bit of a smoky but very salty ham here. And the egg has been cooked well, nicely thorough whites and a cooked through yolk. A wonderful job with the melted cheese. It's rich and salty. It's very good. They have something like a chipotle aioli in here with a little bit of a garlicky, spicy flavor and some richness coming from this sauce. It works really well here. Nice quality ingredients all coming together very well. A solid breakfast sandwich here. Next up, we're gonna go in on the side of potatoes here. And it looks really good. Let's give it a try. Oh man, those potatoes are excellent. A fantastic cook to these potatoes. Soft on the inside, easy to fork, but still a little bit of resistance to the chew. These are perfection. A slight pan fry to finish these off, to give them a slightly crispy exterior, A really great texture on these potatoes. Wonderfully seasoned, not bland by any means. Not only is the level of salt and pepper appropriate here, but you've also got bits of garlic as well as parsley providing additional flavor. And honestly, this just tastes so great. I'm a big fan of the breakfast potatoes. These are solid. Alrighty, next up the Eggs Benedict. Pretty classic looking Eggs Benedict here and a nice runny yolk. Excellent cook on that. Let's give it a shot. Oh, that's very good. About as textbook delicious as an Eggs Benedict is gonna be in my book. All the elements here are near perfection. I love the English muffin here. It's well toasted, slightly sour with a little bit of that salty flavor. A really great English muffin here. I love the ham at Primrose. It's salty and smoky, a good savory flavor to that. And that egg has been poached wonderfully, a nice runny yolk there. All very good. The hollandaise sauce at Primrose is actually magnificent. A little bit tangy, ultra rich and creamy, working in such great balance with the rest of this Eggs Benedict. It's all very good. That was one of the best Benedicts I've had in a really long time. I like that one a lot. All right, my friends, now the last bite to try from this first round of entrees is gonna be the chicken and waffles. I love a really good chicken and waffles dish. I've got both the chicken and waffle along with some syrup on top of this. Let's give it a shot. Oh yeah, that's tasty. You've got such a nice wave of flavors here. A beautiful play from sweet to savory. I'm really liking this. The waffle is relatively standard, though well executed. A slightly sweet, nutty batter, cooked to a nice crispy exterior and a cakey center. The waffles are just fine. The woodsy sweetness coming from the maple syrup is what you kind of taste next in the bite. It's a flavor you expect when it comes to waffles. But as you begin to bite into that chicken, you really start to experience the next dimension of flavor, and it's very good. Not only does this chicken have a nice crispy exterior, but the chicken inside is relatively juicy and tender as well. But it's the seasoning and the breading on this chicken that is absolutely winning me over. It is well seasoned, good levels of salt and pepper, but there's also 5 spice and paprika in here, providing a very pungent and smoky flavor. It's the flavor that's most predominant in the aftertaste, and it's so good here. A beautiful play from sweet into savory. I really like this dish. All right, my friends, now that's all of the entrees I'm trying from the breakfast section today. Just a couple more bites and I'll box this all up to go, and then we'll go in our second round of entrees. Don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. And welcome back, everyone. My last round of entrees are here, and this is looking really good. Let me give you a view. I got their park burger as well as a brioche turkey club, their chicken simply seared, as well as their pesto pasta with salmon. This is all looking really good. Let's give it a try. First up, we're doing the pesto pasta. Now you do have the option of adding chicken, salmon, or shrimp here, so I went with the salmon today. All on the fork with some penne pasta here. Let's give it a taste. Yeah, that's good. Nicely cooked penne pasta here. While it's certainly past al dente, it's not soft or disintegrating by any means. And so the pasta is just fine. And the pesto sauce is working well here. A nice freshness from the basil as well as richness from the olive oil and pine nuts. I think it could use a little bit of additional garlic, but overall a pretty standard pesto sauce here. The feta cheese provides a nice rich salty layer and a nice robust flavor coming from the sun-dried tomatoes. In general, the pasta dish is just fine. I actually really like the salmon today. It has a nice crispy skin on the exterior, it's well seasoned, and beautifully moist and flaky in the center. They absolutely nailed the cook on the salmon. A nice mild flavor to it as well, very tasty. It is just very good. Not a bad pasta dish, but I really like that salmon. Next up, this is a chicken simply seared. A very basic looking chicken here. Simply seared certainly is the right moniker here. Let's give it a try. Well, I am not a fan of that one. I think they might want to change the name of this one to Chicken Simply Seared Too Long. Now, while it's 115 degrees outside today, moisture in my mouth was evaporating far faster than it would outdoors. I'm actually genuinely surprised at how dry this chicken is. Because this is pre-sliced chicken, I didn't want to leave this waiting out too long before I gave it a try. And even then, it was incredibly dry. Simply seared and simply seasoned. I wouldn't say there's much going on here in terms of flavor. Maybe this is just supposed to be a super healthy option for people watching their sodium intake, as well as other factors. But if you're coming here to eat for pleasure, I would stay away from this one. Now, this chicken simply seared does come with 2 sides, asparagus as well as mashed potatoes. Let's give the potato puree a try first. That's a very good potato puree. Silky smooth texture, buttery flavor, and maybe in contrast after trying that chicken, having any flavor at all is really welcome. I'm loving the texture, salty, buttery rich flavors, What can I say? This is a good potato puree here. Next up, this is the asparagus. I mean, it looks pretty standard to me. Let's give it a try. Yeah, that's good. Perfectly cooked asparagus, soft all the way through with a nice flavor. It's been well seasoned, and because it's been sitting in these mashed potatoes, you get a little bit of that additional buttery flavor. The sides are much better than the chicken on this dish. It's kind of a shame. Okie dokie, next up, this is the burger. Pretty straightforward looking burger here, and it's on the same bun that I saw previously with the breakfast sandwich. Let's give it a shot. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now, I absolutely love the bun here. As mentioned before with the breakfast sandwich, it's super soft, buttery and sweet, with a little bit of a toast in the center to provide some structure. I really like the buns here at Primrose. I asked for my burger cooked medium today and they nailed it. Looks very good. A well-seasoned burger patty here. I wouldn't say it's the juiciest burger patty I've ever had, but it is well-seasoned with a nice beefy flavor. Overall, a solid burger patty. Fantastic cheese, melted beautifully, providing a rich and salty layer. And you have some lettuce here giving a little bit of crisp as well as some freshness. There's a very thin layer of what seems to be a garlic aioli. And I think this is my biggest issue with the burger, is that it could use a lot more of that sauce. In general, the burger does feel a bit dry. It needs a little bit of additional moisture. Maybe if that burger patty was ultra fatty and really juicy, it would help more. But without that moisture coming from the meat, you really need it to come from the sauce. Some pretty good flavors here though, not a bad burger. Okie doke, next up we're trying the French fries. I love the seasoning that I see on these French fries and they feel super crispy in my hands. Let's give them a shot. Oh yes, those are very good. Excellent French fries here at Primrose. I like these a lot. You have skin-on French fries, providing a little bit more of that rustic feel, and they've been cooked perfectly. Such an immaculate crisp on the outside, with an ultra pillowy center. Wonderfully seasoned. There's so much flavor in these French fries. They've added a bit of a smoky Cajun-style blend of seasonings here, really amping up the flavors. I feel like I can eat these French fries all day. Really great textures, wonderful flavors. I'm really liking the fries here at Primrose. All right, my friends, now the last bite I'm trying for food today is gonna be their club sandwich. Got a pretty standard looking triple-decker club sandwich here. And a club sandwich is often my go-to order when I'm at brunch, but I'm not really feeling breakfast. And so I'm hoping the one here at the Primrose is good. Let's give this a taste. Oh yeah, that's good. A perfectly fine club sandwich here. A triple layered sweet white bread with a nice toast job. A good club sandwich needs good bread, no real issues with that here. All of the club sandwich elements are fine. You actually have a very good tasting deli turkey here. Good salt levels, a nice salinity to that. And speaking of salty flavors, you certainly get a nice smoky saltiness from the bacon. The produce here is very fresh and crisp, nice sweetness coming from those tomatoes, and a good freshness coming from that lettuce. And a light application of mayonnaise here provides some moisture to the sandwich as well as a rich layer. While it's not bad, I think my biggest issue with this particular club sandwich is that I would love to see all of the ingredients doubled. Maybe an extra 2 strips of bacon, an extra 2 to 4 slices of turkey would really help to make the sandwich much more substantial and make the bite more satisfying. All of the flavors here are working very well. I just wish I had a little bit more of it. All in all though, a pretty standard club sandwich here. All right, my friends, now that's all of the food I'm trying today. I'm starting to get super full, so I think just a few more bites. I'm gonna box this all up to go, and then we'll do a little bit of dessert next. Don't go anywhere, because sweets are coming up. Welcome back, my friends. Now I'm feeling pretty full, but it's certainly time for some dessert. Let's take a look at the dessert menu. Okie dokie, so here is your dessert menu at the Primrose. We've got a pineapple upside down cake, some New York style cheesecake, as well as a brownie a la mode, some cocktails, coffee, and tea as well. A pretty straightforward dessert menu here. Now that's a pretty succinct dessert menu here at Primrose. I'm gonna go and get my order in, but for all of you at home, I'm gonna make that dessert appear right now. And here it is, everyone. I went in on their brownie a la mode. There's a nice warm chocolate brownie topped with ice cream, whipped cream, and I've got a nice spoonful here. Let's give it a shot. Oh yeah, that's a good dessert right there. Nice brownie here. It's warm, soft, and moist. A deep, rich, fudgy flavor to this brownie. Incredibly chocolatey, very sweet. All in all, a good brownie here. I love this vanilla ice cream. It's silky smooth. The texture makes me feel like it almost wants to melt at this moment, but it is still holding its structure. I really like this ice cream. A nice airy sweetness coming from the whipped cream, and the chocolate sauce provides a nice cocoa flavor here, whereas the nutty taste of the caramel is also complementing the dessert. While I wouldn't say it's anything super special, it is a well done dessert. I do like this brownie a la mode. All right, my friends, now that's gonna do it for my breakfast here at the Primrose at the Park MGM. My breakfast came out to $328 today before tip, and I certainly enjoyed my meal. I really liked their tomato bisque today. It tasted fantastic. Their chicken and waffles and eggs Benedict were really great. And I thought the salmon on top of that pesto pasta was really amazing. All in all, if you're here at the Park MGM and you're looking for some nice breakfast, this is what you can expect at the Primrose. All right, my friends, now that's gonna do it for this Saturday video where I continue my quest to vlog every restaurant on the Las Vegas Strip, as well as downtown on Fremont Street. Coming this Tuesday, I'm gonna be returning to a more local spot here in the Valley, so make sure you come back for that one. Thank you so much for watching. Have yourself a great weekend. I hope you enjoyed Vegas with me, Shin. Bye.